Hello. In our Parashat Shoftim, we have a surprise. I think we're used to understand that the Torah holds the individual to be responsible for his actions. And therefore, an individual is obligated to perform mitzvot. An individual is punished for transgressions of different kinds. The individual, there's a lot of belief in him, in his power, in his abilities, in his free choice. And therefore, the Torah gives the individual a lot of responsibility. But in our parasha, we have one case where this isn't so. If someone kills someone else by mistake, he has to run to the Ir Miklat. That's also a punishment. But first of all, it's an escape. An escape from who? It's an escape from the relatives of the person who has been murdered, who want to go and kill the person who killed him by mistake. The Torah does not say to the relatives, you may not harm the killer. But the Torah says that if they've killed him, they do not get punished. Why? Because their heart is burning with rage, with anger, with sorrow. And the Natzib quotes the Ritva in Masechet Makot, who explains that it's as if a person's emotions are forcing him to behave in such a way. And the Torah is willing to accept that. But then a few psukim later, the Torah says that it's the responsibility of Am Yisrael to dedicate new cities in a situation where the land of Am Yisrael grows. They have to dedicate new cities to make sure that the killers will not be murdered. The Torah says, V'lo yishafech dam naki, that innocent blood shouldn't be spilled. We do not see the person who's killed by mistake as one who deserves to be killed. Therefore, if the blood has been spilled and a person has been killed as revenge for killing a relative, we hold someone responsible. But it's not the murder. We hold Am Yisrael responsible for not preparing the paths and the ways leading to the Ir Miklat in the correct way. That's what Chazal tell us in Moed Katan, for not having enough cities like this. It's the responsibility of Am Yisrael to make sure that this blood isn't spilled. Even though the Torah does not punish the murderer, the Torah sees this as a very terrible consequence. But very surprisingly, the Torah moves the responsibility from the individual to the nation, to the Beit Din, and saying, yes, we can understand how a person can get so angry, but it's your responsibility, Am Yisrael, to make sure that this rage does not harm the person who accidentally killed someone else. And this teaches us a lot, on one hand, on the limits of individual responsibility, but on the other hand, about the fact that when an individual loses his self-control, it maybe can explain why he does certain actions, but it moves the responsibility on the surroundings to make sure that no harm is done in such a situation. We as a community, we as a nation, have to look around and see the wrongdoings. And it's easy to come and say, it's the fault of X or Y. Someone else is to blame. Comes the Torah and says, if there's a wrongdoing within Am Yisrael, a lot of the responsibility is on the nation as a whole. And we all have to mend our ways and fix things when we see wrongdoings. It's not only the person's fault, it's the whole community. Shabbat Shalom.